Hello everyone, I'm Captain Logan with some more Superman Batman news. We got a couple of casting announcements today, and if you haven't heard about this already, we know who Lex Luthor is now, and we know who Alfred Pennyworth is now. And the Lex Luthor pick has got everybody saying, what? Huh? The choice is Jesse Eisenberg, who was probably not anybody's first, 50th, or 1000th choice. This is really counterintuitive, I think, and of course it's got a lot of people really angry. It seems like every time there's any news about Superman Batman, it's got a lot of fans freaking out and flaming up the internet with rage. As always, I want to be open-minded about this, but I certainly am. My first reaction was disappointment because I guess in my mind's eye I was seeing an older Lex Luthor. I was seeing somebody a little bit closer to like Cranston from Breaking Bad, and that's somebody that people were really hoping for, and I think that would have been absolutely fantastic. Obviously they're going in a very different direction, and I think this tells us a few things. It looks like, from, I'm just speculating, but just from what we've seen with the casting so far, it really looks like Batman's been going on for a while, and Superman is all just getting started. Of course, we have some exceptions to that. We have some older characters, but of course, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to have a 25-year-old Perry White, right? I mean, like, he would be at the Daily Planet for a while. So, with the exception of that, it seems like everybody in the Superman world is younger and just getting started, and all of that mythology is just on its way. It just got rolling, and then it's like the Batman universe has been going on for a while, and for quite a while. So we've got a Lex Luthor who looks like he's about the same age as Clark Kent. And again, speculation. My guess is Lex is maybe not as established as we're used to seeing him. Maybe he's somewhere in between, Smallville and TV show Smallville and like, comic books Lex Luthor. And so he's this, like, maybe what they're going for is this, like, self-starter guy who's really young, extremely ambitious, really full of himself, and he's out to totally change the world, and Superman is standing in his way. I wonder how, like I said, how established he'll be, how long he'll have been around in Metropolis, and how well-known he'll be by the time when Superman has gotten started. Of course, we have already seen like LexCorp logos and things, so we know he's around. But I wonder for how long. And as far as just casting younger, before even talking about Jesse Eisenberg himself, I think that, I'm hearing some people, and I think they're right, saying that it kind of makes sense for our modern day kind of sensibilities and just looking at the world the way it is now to deal with a kind of a younger corporate tycoon type, and to see what that would be like. It's very contemporary, so I can kind of see why they're going in that direction. Eisenberg would have never been chosen if it hadn't been for Social Network, and I think that his playing someone there that was kind of a manipulator, kind of a power-hungry guy who's really ruthless. He's kind of shown his acting chops for a character like that. Now, a lot of people are saying that yeah, he did that role, and some people are saying even that that the script and the directing is what really sold that movie and made it so successful, and that Eisenberg didn't give this absolutely fantastic performance. I guess that's up to the viewer. But given that he's done a role like that in a movie that was critically acclaimed, I can kind of see where they're going with this. And frankly, maybe he went in, did an audition, shaved his head, and he just looks fantastic bald. Who knows? So we'll see. Like I said, this certainly isn't what I would have wanted, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be bad. And then looking at the casting for Alfred, we've got Jeremy Irons. classically trained, really, really English actor. He's won an Oscar. He's been nominated for all kinds of stuff. This guy seems like the right choice, and this seems like a really logical pick to me. Jeremy Irons voiced Scar in The Lion King. I know him from Die Hard with a Vengeance and some stuff like that, but he's been in a lot of more kind of low-key, more artsy movies and things like that, and he has kind of a reputation for playing characters that keep things close to the chest, aren't real well in touch with their feelings, are really private people, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how he plays Alfred, because Alfred is always a character that, dealing with Batman, is trying to get Batman to come out of his shell, and is challenging Batman to be more in touch with his humanity. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how he and Affleck play together. A lot of people, of course, don't think that Affleck is a real solid actor, and I disagree with that. I like Affleck's acting, but I understand people's tastes and things. But for people that are worried about that, if he gets any screen time at all with Jeremy Irons, I think this guy, being of the kind of caliber he is, maybe he'll be able to get some great performances out of Ben Affleck and the scenes that they're in together. Maybe that will casting like that might help elevate his performance, if he even needs that. But anyway, so I think that's a great pick. I'm more interested in the fact that Alfred's going to be in the film at all. We already were about 99.9% sure that Lex Luthor was going to be in the movie. This is the first, I think, that we've been absolutely positive that any of Batman's supporting cast was going to be in the movie. For a long time, I was thinking that it was likely that Batman would just come into Metropolis and he would be kind of this shadow in the background for a while until he finally started doing stuff with or against Superman, and now it's looking like it really is likely to be a full-blown Superman and Batman movie, as opposed to a Superman movie with just Batman in it. But again, we'll see. It could be that Alfred gets one scene. It could be that he just talks to Batman through, computer monitors or something. Maybe they won't even be in the Batcave. I really doubt that they won't show a Batcave, but who knows? Again, just speculating, just spitballing. But it is interesting to know that any of Batman's supporting cast at all is going to be in this movie, and of course, I'm sure that plus Wonder Woman is going to make people nervous. People are going to be worried about the kind of X3 thing. People are already worried about this with Days of Future Past, cramming way too many characters into a movie, making it not enough about the story, but too much about just the references and people that you've heard of getting 5 seconds of screen time, that kind of thing. As I always say, you know me, I have this very wait-and-see kind of attitude about these sorts of things. But like I said, keeping an open mind, but Jesse Eisenberg, a little disappointed with that choice, but he might surprise everybody. And clearly we don't know where they're going. They're doing some really counterintuitive things. They seem to be trying to be very, very different. Here is stuff you've never seen before with these properties, or with this property, with these Batman, Superman. And to be fair, they did a lot of this with Man of Steel. One of the things I did really enjoy about Man of Steel was the movie in the first half an hour sets things up in such a different way, and again, counterintuitive way, that you really don't know where things are going to go. If Lois and Clark know each other before he ever puts on the Superman suit, that totally changes everything, and stuff like that. So I enjoyed not knowing exactly what was going to happen because the same story wasn't being told again. Again, up to every individual viewer if what they did was just being different for the sake of being different, and that is maybe a fear with this movie. But and I know this isn't going to be as big of a character as Lex Luthor, but with Man of Steel, you had Lawrence Fishburne, who obviously isn't immediately the first person you think of for Perry White, but with what little he had to do, I thought he was great, and I thought he ended up being a fantastic choice. So, again, just reserving judgment till I see it. But the other thing with Lex Luthor is I'm hoping, and this is probably wishful thinking. But I'm really hoping that Lex isn't our primary villain in this movie. I'm hoping that that Lex Luthor is not necessarily a background character, but just really shady, and that there's some other big looming threat, and that Lex is just a member of the supporting cast that is certainly a force to be reckoned with, but not necessarily the villain. Really, you know, Batman and Superman versus Lex Luthor. You know, I really, because a lot of people are saying, do we really have to have Lex again? And I'm like, well, you know, it's Superman. Lex is one of my favorite characters. I can't get annoyed that we're gonna have Lex Luthor in this movie, but I would love, sort of a la Smallville, and by the way, I'm thinking that it's possible that we get a Rosenbaum-esque performance out of Eisenberg, and of course Rosenbaum's my favorite Lex, so I can't get too angry about just straight up recasting him younger. But anyway, I'm thinking that it could be really cool for Lex to just be there, and for us to do a little bit of, you know, exploring of his new, you know, rebooted character, and for there to be, again, some other kind of threat that we're dealing with. So anyway, what do you folks think about these two casting choices? Leave your comments. I'd love to hear about it. How irritated with or excited are you about Jesse Eisenberg being picked as Lex Luthor, and do you think that Jeremy Irons is the right pick for Alfred? Leave your comments. Looking forward to reading them, and thanks again for watching. I will be back with you with lots more videos very shortly. I'm Captain Logan. See you soon.